Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. I'm feeling like doing a little art journaling, so that's what we're going to do today. I grabbed my really big art journal. You can see this one's really large. I haven't done a whole lot of pages in here yet, but it's okay. We're gonna flip to where the next available page is. This was me offloading some paint, leftover paint from projects for a stencil on these pages. So I think I'll just turn to this and we'll use this page. It's going to get covered up, but maybe it'll peek through. It's just something I do. It's just something I do. When you get over here, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. I would love to welcome you in the comments. Let's see. I should probably make sure it's actually working though, right? Should I do that? Oh, my name is up there twice. That doesn't need to be there, but it's okay. Let's check on the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys can see me. I've been posting the schedule every week. Yes, it's live. Awesome. Okay, so I do know it's working. Fabulosity. Okay, so the challenge here is I really like big images. I love big images in my journal pages, my journal spreads, and I love people. I love to do particularly women. I don't know why. It's just what I like. And she's fabulous, and I would love to use her. Now, the thing is, I was just noticing, her eyes are amazing. I mean, look at how blue they are. They're just amazing. And I love her yellow earrings, her yellow top, her yellow band in her hair. I don't love the orange and green background, so I think I'm going to cut that out. This little bubble up above her head is, like she's thinking. Do I need to put this up here? I'm going to have to figure that part out. I'm going to cut the bubble. We're going to keep the bubble. We're going to cut it. But let's get her cut out because everything is going to be, she is the focal point and everything is going to be premised around her. So I'm going to go ahead and cut her out. And the background, this orange and green that I don't like, I mean, I won't throw it out. I mean, you girls know me. I won't throw that out because it could probably get used on something else. I just don't want it with her. I'm going to create my own background. I'm going to show you what I have to choose from. And I want it to be blue to kind of get her eyes to pop. Plus, it will really show these yellow accents of hers and her red hair really well. Like they'll really pop on the page, I think, if we go with blue accents. Now, you could just paint a blue background, but I'm going to do a lot of collaging, and I kind of have Pinterest shuffles in my head. Hey, Carrie, good morning. Thanks for saying hello. How are you, friend? Does anybody use Pinterest shuffles? I don't know what made me think of it. I went to pick up groceries yesterday, and on the way home from groceries, I don't know what made me think of it, but I was thinking of Pinterest shuffles. I've not used it in quite a while. It's a great app. And I think it's a really good app for those of us who need to practice collage if you're not really confident in your collage skills. So that's what made me think of it. And then today when I was thinking I'll do an art journal page, I was looking for some blue elements to put in the back. I'm going to show you some of the fun stuff I have. And because some of it is actual images of things, it's not just a patterned background. That will not get thrown out. If nothing else, it'll go in my telephone book. Okay, so see how I'm cutting this out so that we can just have her. I probably, if I had the time, oh, how am I going to do her eyelashes, friends? I can't get around those eyelashes that closely. If I had the time, I should have pre-cut. I should have done this before, but I just had this idea this morning. I was going to do junk journaling, and I've been really wanting to do some art journaling lately. I've just been missing it. So I thought, to heck with the junk journaling for one day. To heck with it. So we're doing this. So who else is creating today, or what do you have on your agenda? Talk to me. Tell me what's up. So I'm being very careful because she is the focal point. I don't want to have any of this other stuff showing. And there's a lot of intricate details around her hair. There's lots of curls to cut here. See, that's how it's like lots of little turns with the scissors. I got to get in there. You got to let me in with my scissor. Come on, paper. Why are you challenging me, resisting me? This is rice paper, so it's less stiff than standard paper. Okay, now we're just going to cut her from the bottom. Straight line, that's easy breezy. All right, we'll have our focal point so I can start playing with, positioning for her. I got to get this edge off her side. Like, she could go right here. That would be a really cool spot for her, right? In this journal page. She's just awesome. So I'm actually just going to cut. I may have to make this cloud, this thought cloud, bigger. So even though it has a white edge, I'm going to leave it there because I may end up painting over that to give her a bigger white cloud, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I'll probably make a bigger one there. Oh my gosh, she's awesome. Carrie, it's up and down. It's up and down. I was not feeling good this morning, but I'm better now, probably because I'm so excited to hang out with you guys. Okay, so see what I have here? I printed out some patterns that would be, see, with her on here, how her eyes just pop so amazing. So I printed out some patterns, and then I was just looking for blue elements, and I grabbed a bunch of stuff. Like, how stinking cool is that? Are you kidding me? Yellow. It's because it's yellow that I grabbed the butterfly. I don't know that I'll end up using that. But let's cut some of this stuff out because I did a lot of these because I thought maybe that would be a good border for the page. I don't know. I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and we're going to play. So let's get these border trim. This is easy, right? We're just ripping pages here. May not use all of it. Oh, I ripped that one. Jeez, Grace. Jeez, Grace. Jeez, Louise. Have you been, Carrie, oh, hey, Monica. How are you? She's saying, I love art journaling. Oh, good. She said, I got you into it. Well, have you been doing it lately? Do you do it on a regular basis? I've been doing a lot of junk journaling lately. So I was feeling like I was really missing. Okay, how fun is that? I felt like I've been missing my art journaling. I know why it's ripping that way. It's because I have nothing. Oh, Gracie grew. Okay, girls, hold on. We need to make an adjustment here. And of course, I don't have a ton of space, so we're gonna do with what we can. I think it's ripping funny because I didn't have this completely laying flat on a surface. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, I got a really good night's sleep. I mean, I was up probably 4 times, with me and my bad bladder to go to the bathroom, but and I was so thirsty. I don't know what I ate yesterday. Made me super thirsty, but that was another thing I was contending with. I kept drinking water and going to the bathroom. Oh, goodness, to be middle-aged. Fun, right? Fun. Yeah, so who's art journaling on the regular? I would love to hear from you. If you are a regular art journaler, what kind of art journaling mediums do you like to use? I love using collages in my art journaling. Some people just paint. Some people don't use any printed graphics, but I love to use them because I couldn't recreate that on my own. I really couldn't. Right, look at how fabulous. Okay, we have that blue element. I've got to cut out one of these. I kind of wish I had done one of these bigger, but I didn't, so we'll use what we got. So I have this one, the blue vase was one graphic, okay? And then on my printer, I chose the option, because you have all these options on your printer to customize, and I chose to put 4 of them on one page. So this is how it worked out on one 8.5 by 11 page. This is the size that they ended up. And I was thinking that's probably big enough, but now I wish it was a little bit bigger. We'll see. We shall see. Only when you have a moment, and Monica, I would love to hear from you guys too. The other thing I'm wondering, most of the time when I art journal, I want to start and finish a page all in one session. But like Monica's bringing up, when she has time, it's really challenging to find the time to sit and work on one project start to finish, especially if you like to be really meticulous. That one journal page that I showed you took me actually multiple sessions. That one double spread, it was two sides of the paper. Today we're going to do a two-sided one too. I'll show you what I mean. So with these big books, you know, you can do a one-page spread and not do anything here. Sometimes I do that, but like this one took me hours and hours to do. Lots of layering here. So we're going to do a double spread again today. So we have lots of coverage. We need lots of coverage. Like that would be such a cool border, I think. So I'm cutting out my elements because I love the collage, and we're going to see if we can't work these elements in. For the sake of time, well, I could try to salvage some of this greenery, but there's no way I'm cutting in and out of that. That was like her eyelashes. I can't cut in and out of that. So I'm going to cut a rough part around that. See what I mean? I'm not getting in there and getting all that white out. It's not happening. Friends, Mom only has so much time. In fact, I may just cheat until I decide how I'm using this and get this cut out rough. Not super fussy cut, just off the page like a sticker. Okay, this way I can start playing with placement of these things and see what I want to do with them. Okay, I have this, which I wanted to be my background. It's on regular printer paper. I tried to find, like, I should have done it on, like, not even rice paper, like a tracing paper. If I could have, it would have been lovely on a tracing paper to make it more like a tissue. But because I made this decision an hour ago, I didn't have time to find my tissue paper. So it's on regular paper. And let's see if we can get this screen on the book only. Yes, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And then let's take off the banner. I can't take off my name from here, so that's going to stay. But we can do that so you have more view of the actual table. If I finish, it depends on the page. Some days it's a hot mess. I can walk away and finish. Another day, there are also times when it's very plain. Whatever happens is okay. I love that. I love your perspective on it. Whatever happens is okay, and that's how it should be. Okay, so she's going to be here. Well, she's going to lay there. I do love the idea of having, maybe we just do the, well, if I do the border on the top and the bottom, even if I did partial, like I could cut off a strip like that strip, but even if I did partial and she's sitting here like she's poking out from under something, right? Then then I don't have to worry about my bubble not being complete. Right? So I think what I'll do is take off this wider section to make this a little more narrow, because look at how much is hanging over, at least for sure on that top one. Okay, so let's do this. You'll see what I mean. We're going to make this strip a little more narrow. Does not need to be perfection, in my opinion. That is so cool as a strip. Like, I should put that in my telephone book. So if this went here, and then down here, I actually could keep this one wider. I have room for it wide. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It's going to go off the page anyway. I'm going to do this way. So we have that thin border on the insides, you see? And then we've got to get this to match, right? So this will go here. I have, the good thing, I printed out 2 pages of this. And then on this one, we're cutting the wide border. Actually, I'm going to cut the wide border off this one because it's messier. Save me some work. So she's kind of retro 50s is what she makes me think. I don't know what era you think she comes from, but to me, she's kind of retro's 50s. But this is not 50s. I don't think of it as 50s anyway. Why are these two different sizes? Oh, I see. This, first of all. Hold on, girls. We got to do a little matchy poo here. It's not. It's just wider. I just have this wider here. I think if I just cut this off, we're going to be fine. And I only need part of this. We can overlap them and glue them down like that. And then, so I'm just placement-wise trying to figure out what I'm doing here. This background will not stay. Remember, I have this gorgeous blue background that I want to put back here, but I don't think I'll put it, I'm not just going to glue this down. I think I'm going to use partials of it, like a wallpaper, but I also have this blue vase and these florals, which we may not fit all of this. All right, so with this being said, I know I'm going to put these down, so I'm going to give myself a mark because I'm going to do this background. I'm just going to give myself a pencil mark here so I know where I don't need to do background because this is all going to get covered, right? So I have a straight line just showing me basically I don't need to do anything with this, right? Let's do the same thing here. This is all going to get covered. So I just need, it's just a guide. That's all that is for me, is a guide. So I know my background has to be this section only. Okay, now I don't want to just plaster that down. It just, I think it's just too much. What do you think? Do you think that's too much, or do you like it? If we plastered that down there, just glued it down. I don't know, maybe I do like it. Oh, maybe I do. Now that I see, this is why I'm so visual, girls. I have to see it. Have to see it to believe it. This would be the easiest art journal page in history if I did do it that way. It's too much with this. I actually really like it. But I feel like it's too much with this, although we could add some paint here. So that's what I think we're going to do. And then I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to work its way in. I'm kind of thinking I could do it. Maybe if I got rid of the stems. No, well, that looks weird. I was kind of thinking I would have it hanging down, but this one, I might just have to find some blue florals or something to put on the page with it. Good morning, Vicki. You kind of like it, Carrie? This is busy, isn't it? But we'll tone it down. I think I'll come in with white gesso and tone it down. So maybe what I need to do is just start gluing. We've got our top border. We'll put the bottom border over here for now. I think I will just start gluing this paper down on here in that space that I gave myself. Like, so it only needs to be that big. But I don't want to lose these full rounds. I'd rather see how this is like a half circle here. I'd rather lose that. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to tear this to about there because I don't need all this excess. Plus, I have to white out what's behind her so that because she's on rice paper and her body, the part of her body, it's rather like you can see the blue design behind her. So I'll white that out so that that's not an issue. But we're going to put this here. I'm going to go right over that seam. We're just going to go right over that seam. And then this one needs to be the same height. And I want to lose the half circle. So I want to rip it on the right side. These, I just printed them out, and you can imagine the amount of ink that this used up. They are still kind of damp. The papers themselves are still a little bit damp because the ink isn't dry yet. I just printed them out. This is going to go here. This is, wow, that almost matches up perfectly right there. That's wild. This is going to go here, and I only need like about right there. So let's chop that off. That's going to be lovely for something else. Okay. Oh no, look what I did. Gracie, I'm just been a messy ripper today. What's wrong with me? All right, let's glue it down. You can use whatever you want to glue. I'm going to use the glue stick because it isn't as wet as wet glue. It's more like a gel. And this will allow me to work faster. So what are you guys up to today? The borders are pretty, aren't they? Thanks, Vicki. I'm glad you think so. All right, we're going to try to line this up so I don't have to do any cutting or fixing on the edges. And you need to come down a smidgen before I really secure you. I went right to the edge here, so I need to come in with glue on this part. Where'd you go, glue stick? Where'd you go, gluey? I'm going to go right on top of that. Using this little tool to get into that center spot where the fold will be. Make sure that's really nice and defined. Yeek, it's so pretty already. I love it. Already. And then this is going to go here. So when I art journal, you tell me in the comments the type of art journaling that you do. I don't want glue to get on this page, so I better put something behind here to catch the glue when I come off the page here. I need to make sure I get my edges real good. What kind of art journaling do you do? I almost always use a paper in my art journaling. Some type of graphic. Nope, wrong way. This way it matches up almost perfectly. That's crazy to me. See? Isn't that wild? This one's a little cut off, but wow. I better overlap just a little. No? Like just a tish. I don't want to see a gap. I guess that's the most important thing. Oh, and now you got to come up higher. Dude, come up a little higher. You're a little short on the page. And now I see a gap. Come on, Gracie. You can do it. There. Lovely. Ooh, it's just such a pretty paper. Who knew? It's a printable in one of my memberships. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I'm not going to put these on until the end because, you know, it's like the top layer. In the meantime, let me figure out, see behind her how the blue shows up? I don't want that. I want it to be kind of white behind her. So let me figure out placement right now. So if she's at the fold mark, I'm going to end her arm, which we don't get the rest of her arm. I'm going to end it at the fold mark because that makes the most sense. And then I have to decide, like, what else am I going to put on here? I'm going to cut one of these out and play because I love the yellow, bringing in that yellow. Again, that's her. She has yellow on her earrings, her top, her hairband. That's what I loved so much about. I just nicked off part of the wing. Gracie, I injured my poor butterfly. It's going to be okay. I think I'll be forgiven. I just want to keep the black. It does not even matter how detailed you get with all those curves because I don't think anybody will ever notice, but I did nick. I need to just round that off a little bit. So what if we had, like, that would be cool, just to draw a little yellow in right here. I will come up with maybe something to put in her bubble. I would love to see more of the bubble. So I'd have to lower it and lose kind of part of the top of her, like the part of her top, I should say. So she's kind of like that, just her shoulders peeking out. That would give me more of the bubble up top. She has to be placed, see how my cloud ends right there? She's got to at least go there, like match up with the page right here. Okay, so we have to do some gessoing. I have to do some gessoing because I need some white behind her. And I need it, this is just not standing out at all the way it's sitting. So let me grab, you could use white paint. I just have a ton of gesso, so I might as well use it. A little brush would help. Some brush action. All right. No, it's not in my shop, Monica. These graphics are from one of the memberships that I belong to. I think I belong to several now. This is in my shop. This rice paper, if you go to the shop and you search the word comics, there are 2 different rice papers of this. Okay, so you could do that. Search comics, and then you'll find her. The blue, I'm going to give myself, again, I'm giving myself a line so I know where I need to put the white. Whoops, I drew on her, on the rice paper. Good thing it's a pencil. Okay, just giving myself a little line so I can see where I need to put the white. I hate this jar because the lid has never worked, ever. And surprisingly, the gesso is just fine. It has not dried out. But, all right, we're just going to whiten out a section here. I gotta go up this far. It doesn't even have to be perfect. I just need it to be, where's the other line right there? So I'm going in this spot right here. Doesn't need to be perfect. I just need her face not to be obscured by the blue. She's too darn pretty. You can't do that to her. Especially when you see the pattern underneath her. I'm not loving that. Sometimes I do that on purpose because I love that look, but for her, I want her to be the superstar of this. I don't know how far up I need to go because her hair's so dark. I might not need this up there, but I would need it for the bubble. I do need it for the bubble. So, and the bubble is going right in this section. So let's get some more up here. Whoa. Hello. That's a lot. It'll be nice and obscured. Oh boy. I don't think I need it behind her hair. We're going to check that in a minute when this dries a little bit. I'm going to put it here where the bubble's going. Like I said. Thanks, Janet. I love the sassy chicks too. They're kind of like, they kind of remind me of pinup girls. You know, like you see a lot of pinup girl rice paper. And it's kind of that era, or maybe even earlier than that, like 1930s, 40s papers, or era, I should say. But she just so vibrant. The colors are so vibrant. I need a place to put this where it's safely not going to get on anything. It shouldn't. Okay, let's do a quick check. She's here. Here's our bubble. That works, right? I got a little extra here that I shouldn't have, but I think it's not going to be the end of the world. I need to fill this in. We're just trying to give her a nice base so her face and the bubble come out real clear. I do need to go, like, you can see the line right here where the gesso ends because her forehead is so dark compared to the bottom of her face. The line is right here. Yep, I could see it. So I need to fill this in to get the rest of her face. Come on, Gesso. Come out and play. Well, I don't need to go out so far. Two layers of gesso. It's more opaque than the one. I just did it thicker. So I'm going to take some of this excess and put it down here. This is where her body is going to be. Whoops. Okay, now that can dry, and oh, maybe I should do another little bit here. Doesn't have to be perfect, the same exact shape, you can see. It's just close enough. Close enough, it's good enough. Now here, this is not gonna show. This is not gonna show because of all the blue around it. So I'm gonna kind of white out some of this over here. And I think I am gonna put the butterfly maybe up on the jar somewhere, but this jar placement, I don't know. It's kind of odd to just have this random jar sitting there, but I'm all right with it. I don't need to worry about, this is regular paper, not rice paper, so it's not as transparent as the rice paper. I don't have to worry about this blue, I don't think, coming through, but I do have to worry about the edges. Like, I have a hair on my face and I can't get it off. I do need to worry about the edges. Now, this brush, I do not want just straight brush strokes around this thing. So I'm going to use my finger and just fill in some white around. If not, dry before you go to it. Am I afraid that the blue pattern is going to fade if I don't dry before it? I don't know what you mean, Vicki. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Say it again, like say it and just to find a different way to phrase what you just asked me, because I don't know what you mean. Okay, we're just going to come in and add kind of a halo of white around, and I can work this into the page, this bit of white. I want it to be kind of messy. That's why I'm not using the brush. I want it to be more artistic than messy, or than brush strokes. See? So I'm going to come around up here, and then how much do I need to go right here? Doesn't matter if it gets on the back because it's getting glued down. Nobody would ever know. It's easier to do this before you put your image down, because then I don't have to worry about getting it too much on the image, if you know what I mean. Just gonna go here. I like this side, feels a little more cloudy, so I'm gonna do this. Bigger right there, a bigger cloud right there. And I may just work some of this in other places on the page. We may do a little bit more obscuring. And actually, I wouldn't mind if this was a little less white, a little less bright. So maybe I can mix in, let's see if this will work. If I put a little bit of liquid medium, I'm going to mix them together, thin it out just a little. So I'll be using that, and I'm going to obscure more, like just randomly. We're going to put some more cloud. This is going to go here. So I may come in and just kind of cloud up. I would mind clouding up the blue a little bit and not so much the pretty florals. But you see, I want it to be more translucent than what this one ended up being. I'm not going to worry about it, but that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to come off the page a little bit here and cloud this up. And yes, it definitely, do you see how that's not, oh, hold on, let me get the screen. How did that happen? There we go. So it's cloudy. It's just not as white as what's around there. Okay. So we're going to work that in. It's just working out just the way I wanted it to. I added that liquid medium to it to thin it out, spread it out a little bit so that the white isn't so bright white. We're just going to do this just randomly around here. Kind of give a it's like kind of like a wash over the blue design paper so that it's not so, I wish I had done that around here, but it's too late. So we're just going to live with it. We're just going to go with it, girls. Maybe I need to add a little more white in here, so it's not so perfectly shaped around the jar. My fingers always get so dry from doing this, but I do it all the time. I use my fingers all the time when I'm creating. I just like I like to be able to feel how much product I have, and I like the look of smudging it with my fingers as opposed to, I do not want to get that on my other page. I better move this over a little. As opposed to using a paintbrush. I just like the look of it more. Smearing and smudging the color on. I didn't have to use white. I could have used another color, but I kind of like the white. It's really giving the background a softer look to it. Let's pick her up for a minute and just fill in a little bit. I might need more Liquitex. Clouding it up. I call it clouding it up. It's randomly placed. I mean, mostly random, but I want it to match what I have going on around the vase. So I'm just randomly smearing some all over the place. I usually like my edges to be darker, so I wouldn't even need to focus any on the edges. I just want it to look authentic, randomly placed in an authentic way. I'm gonna make this a little bigger up there. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of quote or phrase, or what could we put in the bubble? Anybody have any ideas of what words, inspirations, sassy quotes we could put on this page? She is going right here. I like the way it's clouded around her. I just feel like I need to do a little there and a little there. See how it's kind of like bringing it all together? Because this is not the only place that we have the cloud. It's just most prominent here because I really want for this to show up well. Light cloudiness. Okay. We need to dry. Oh, look at my finger. Will it fade? No, I don't, it's not fading. No. No, I don't think so. And you can see that I clouded most of it up anyway. So I wasn't really looking for perfect ink coverage anyway in this design. So even if it did fade a little bit, I'm looking for that faded look, so it's going to match real well. All right, I got to glue her down for sure next before I put down the borders. I got to come up with a phrase to put up in here, maybe in her bubble. It doesn't have to go in her bubble. I mean, the phrase could be anywhere I wanted it to on the page. I don't think I'm going to end up using this. What an unusual, the vase and her. Thanks. I'm not for everyone. Janet, I like it. I like that. That's a good one. Yes, I like that one. All right, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry. Okay, let's see. She's definitely going to go first because remember, we're going to put the border over her body. So it actually takes out this little bit of yellow from her shirt, but that's okay because we still have the yellow in her hair and in her earrings. And then the butterfly is gonna, the yellow of the butterfly is gonna pop. I think I'm just gonna put the butterfly maybe right there. Why not? I want a little more white on this side. I don't know why, but like in here. I am actually looking up at this on the screen, my computer screen. So seeing it like the way you're seeing it, and it's different than me looking directly at the paper. It is definitely a different view. Okay, that blue wallpaper background is so prominent and dominant that I was able to obscure it a little bit and soften it up by using the gesso. Okay, here on this, that's going to be just fine. We're going to glue her down. She's going to go right about there. Right. Oh, I got this here. I'm not loving. Let's move it. Right there. I'm off with my line. Right there is the line. I can see my pencil line of where I was going to put my gesso. But then I've got this extra over here. That's okay, I guess, right? Because I could add some more white. I don't like the way it's like brush stroke line right there. So I'm just going to come in with a little bit more white in here to change the shape of that line. Yeah, so it's not so obvious, noticeable. Okay. Let's get gluing her down. We could actually just use a glue stick. We don't need to get all fancy pantsy. I brought out my, I was going to use my Pentart decoupage glue, but it's not necessary. I should have waited to put glue on there for placement's sake, so it makes it easier to place her. Uh-oh, I got a little white on her. Oh, well, darling, you got a little white. Right there's the line. See right there? I got a little bit of white. She's paper. It's absorbed in. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. That little bit of white on her hand. It's going to be there now. If I had top coated her with something that wouldn't stick so much, but I didn't do that, so that's okay. Right here I missed with glue, and her hair got folded in a little bit. So there. She's fabulous. Okay, now let me put my borders on. And I just got to come up with that phrase. And I don't know, I may, instead of, hey, where's my little water jar for my dirty brushes? I don't know where that is. It must still be in my laundry room. It's not here. It's supposed to be, but it's not. All right, we're going with glue. Here. This is all getting covered up. It's going to look so much better when that's not covered up with that. Sometimes, I offload the paints for, excess paint that I have on my projects. I offload it into my art journal sometimes just so I don't waste it. And sometimes it ends up being part of the next art journal spread, and sometimes it doesn't. And either way, I'm fine with it. This is so fun. It's so unusual and so fun. Uh-oh, I missed a spot. Got to get my edges, girls. Gotta make sure to get the edges. Okay, this is too big. I got it wet, so the ink blurred, but I like it. I like the way it looks, so we're keeping it. I could use, down here where I didn't wet it, but I kind of like the way it looks, so let's keep it. In fact, oh, and now I just ripped it. In fact, it's wet, so I ripped it. Darn it. In fact, I could like put a little water on all of this and get that. It almost looks like a like it's rusted, patinaed color. Not enough glue right there. It almost looks a little bit patina, which I quite like it, actually. Okay, up here now, we're going like this. That's what we're doing. We're going just like that. So glue all over here. I have a meeting coming up pretty soon. Mama's got to hustle. Whoops. Float you up a little higher, girl. That little border needs to go up a little higher. Oh my word, I love it. It's like working with paper dolls. I mean, you just start putting stuff together, piecing favorite papers and patterns and graphics together, and it feels a little bit like, this is ripped right there. So I'm going to overlap, I think. And I think it'll all be okay. What if I overlap completely like that? That's what I'm going to do. So that the pattern doesn't look broken. I'm going to go like that. Oh, what did I do there? I need more glue. Whoops. Trying to match. Oh, wrong way, Gracie. No, right way, Gracie. Trying to match it up. Like maybe right there. I can't see the edge of the paper because I'm sitting like so far away. I need you to be up a little higher. Oh, it's too late right there. No, it's not. Okay, I gotta stand up. Can't see what I'm doing here. I need it to be like right there, but then let's, yep. No, no, look. What did I do here? Did I cut it too small? Girls, what is that all about? Hold on. Do I have enough of this? I don't. I'd have to print it out again. What did I do here, girls? Somebody tell me. Gracie grew. I'm going to have to patch that later. Nothing I can do about it now. See how here? I got that strip right there. Or the other option is to come in with, like a dark edge around the whole thing, or a light edge, either way, around the whole thing. I've been known to do that before. Give it a dark border. Oh my goodness, where's my vase? You're going here. Gracie, I'm so rough with everything. My husband calls me Rammy because like I'm rough with things. I kind of slam doors and drawers. Yep, it's just kind of my nature. Not, I always say, not like truly graceful, even though that's my name, Grace. Okay, now we got to find a home for our little butterfly. And I think I was actually considering putting the butterfly on her shoulder. Oh, stop it. It's sticking to my fingers. But I think I'm going to put it up here because I think it draws the eye, the yellow here. I think it really draws in nicely. So that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to come off camera and put the glue on the back of this butterfly because I don't want to get any more glue anywhere there on the page. So this is going to go here. And then I can draw in antennas because I cut them off when I was cutting it. Okay. All right. So a couple of things that I could do if I wanted to, options, is to make this, come in with white gesso and make that bubble complete. I think I'm actually going to do that. I love the phrase, I'm not for anyone. Does anybody else have an idea for what we could use in the bubble for a phrase? I'm going to come in with a little stencil brush. So I want a round brush, and I'm going to come in with some gesso, and I'm going to really make a bigger bubble, and we're going to put the phrase, oh, that's not gesso. We're going to put the phrase up here. Oh, actually, I have gesso left over here. So instead of taking out some new stuff, I'm going to come in and we're going to make this bubble really more prominent. Could keep with basically the same, mimic that shape that's on the bottom. The gesso is so much bright whiter than the paper, the rice paper was. See how much brighter it is? So it really does make it more prominent. And I may have to do this a couple of times, like a couple of layers. And then the black line, like I said, I'll come in with a paint marker and we'll create that black line, make it really dominant so you can really see it. All right, we're going to need a lot more up here because we're battling that blue behind there a little bit. Not battling, but we got to cover that up. So I need more gesso, and I don't want a big blob of it, so I'm going to try to just put it on the tip of my brush. Come on, gesso. Come out, wherever you are. There you are. What do you think? These two little dots right here are like bubbles moving up to her head. So they're really teeny. So teeny brush coming in. Whoops. This brush is not, the bristles are not real. They're like out of control. They're all over the place. But we want those to match our big cloud up there. Perfection. Okay. And we're letting this dry a little bit so I can add some more. Bye, Janet. Thanks for the great suggestion. I'm not for everyone. I like that suggestion. Looking for other suggestions if you're catching this in the comments. I don't think I'm going to put it on today because I'm not quite decided. So you have the chance to give me a really great idea of what phrase should we put in this bubble. You know that word boot? Oh, you guys, it's splattered all over my shirt, the gesso, all over my shirt. Oh my word. And all over my arm. Oh, good gravy. I have a mess to clean up. I hope the gesso doesn't stain my navy blue jumper. So what I was saying is, you know that word bougie? With this fancy vase here? Maybe she should be saying something about being bougie and the thrift store. I don't know. Like she got the vase at the thrift store. That would be funny. I cannot believe literally splattered all over my shirt, you guys. It's gonna, I have a navy blue shirt on. Navy blue shirt and splatters of gesso. I may have to take this outfit off and change before my next meeting. And I told you, I have a meeting coming up and So I'm going to have to hustle. Now I really have to hustle because I just messed up my outfit. I should have had an apron on, but I didn't. So now I've got gesso all over my shirt. Look at this, girls. Well, thankfully, the baby wipe is actually doing a pretty good job getting it off. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Now I have like baby wipe lint on my shirt, and I'm fine with that if I can get the gesso off, because I can roll the lint off. I cannot roll the gesso off though. And I love this little jumper. It's a jumper. It's really, really comfy. Oh, jeez Louise. I made a mess. Hey, Anne. I just got gesso all over my outfit, which I have a meeting right after this. So I gotta jump and get to that meeting. Where else did it go? Like it kind of splattered on my page. Maybe a little. No, not there. Can I obscure that a little bit? I can actually. It's working. All right, let's just leave that because I don't want to rip the paper. Okay. So I'm looking for a phrase to put up in this corner. I probably will end up doing another. See that line right there where the border is? I'll do one more coat of gesso up in there, like one more, to get this to really be opaque white. And then I'll come around with a marker. I'll show you a finished version, a finished photo of this when it's all done. See how that's helping that to be more opaque? That's what I'm looking for. I have a lot of gesso on this brush now. What do you think? I absolutely love it. Now I just got to come up with the perfect phrase. If anybody has a suggestion, give it to me in the comments. Thanks for joining me today. It's been about an hour, so that's a good amount of time to hang out. It is Tuesday. What am I doing? I have this meeting, and then I'm live at 3 o'clock in the Craft Therapy Club. We're going to do the monthly overview. So I reveal the craft kit for the month, the optional craft kit that ladies can buy or don't have to buy, but I'll do a workshop with the craft kit. They always get a discount when they shop. I'll reveal the craft kit, reveal the project for the month, which is it's a mixed media fall fox. We're doing a fall fox. And also tell them the schedule for the whole month. I'll go over the whole schedule and the supplies that they may want to gather for those projects if they decide to do them. So I'll be live with Craft Therapy Club members in that group on Facebook this afternoon. So I'll see any of you who are members then. Everybody else, thanks for being here. Please be sure to say hello in the comments. I appreciate you so much. Bye.